Hello everybody and welcome back to another F1 2020 career mode episode. Here we are on the Bahrain Grand Prix this weekend. I'm just filling in my activities at the moment, looking through the R&D tree, and we've also now, new news, unlocked a new sponsor for the car. So our first extra sponsor that we can put on our car, as well as our big main sponsor, our cover sponsor. These now little sponsors give us weekly income and also a goal income. So if we achieve their goal that they set us for the race weekend, they give us a bonus, and we also get a set weekly income anyway. These contracts only last for about 3 race weekends long. They can last even shorter, they can last a bit longer. So right now I'm just flicking through the sponsors that will give us the goal that we can achieve the best, most likely. It's a goal that I think that as a team that we can achieve often, and I think it's this company here. It's a goal that is possible for us as a team, which hopefully should mean that we can get some more money and help make the car a little bit better. And we're just going to put this sponsor all over our livery now, just to make it more than just the Shark sponsors we had in the first Grand Prix. We're going to have to change all the colours like we did in the first Grand Prix. We have to change all the colours around. I hope you guys are enjoying this career mode. If you want to see me do anything different, if you want me to see me do a live commentary for a race where I am racing whilst talking, please let me know in the comment section down below. And again, we're just putting all the sponsors on. If you want to see a livery change at all for any certain races, if you want to see some new colours added to the car, some completely different colour scheme, anything you want, just let me know and I'll see if I can do it for you guys. So this weekend, Bahrain. I'll talk you through the track in my opinion. I don't mind Bahrain. It's not a track that I am comfortable on, but it's also not a track that I'm not very good at. So I did get a bit of practice in time trials to hopefully improve my ability on this track to give you guys some better gameplay. We're also now putting some chassis developments in, because the chassis are, well, our least developed part of our car. I think that's the bit we're going to focus on the most this year, is going to be the chassis and durability. Not durability, aerodynamics. So now we're just going to be skipping ahead and going to the race itself. Hopefully, well, we're not going to go to the race. We're going to simulate practice sessions. In the first episode, as you guys saw, I actually did the practice sessions and then simmed it. Now we have the ability, after we've done the first one, that we can actually simulate the practice sessions now. So we've already got 300 resource points, bang, and we don't have to actually complete the practice sessions. On some tracks where I'm not very confident on, I will be completing the practice sessions. That way that I can actually, get to learn the track a little bit more. And now we're going through to qualifying. So here I'm just going to show you my car setup a little bit. The setup I've got, I do run a custom setup. So I go for 3 front wings, 7 on the rear. The main thing for me is the tyre pressures. I put them a little bit lower than I would do normally. This should just give us a little bit more grip through the corners. So hopefully we can have a good lap here in qualifying. So we've got 5 red lights and we are out now, just going down. We've got a bit more top speed this weekend. As you can see, we're still actually in P1 going down the lap. Oh, Hamilton's got us. Into the first corner, slam it down into gear 2. Nice and early on the throttle, a bit too aggressive, don't want to spin the car here. Open the DRS flap, and away we go. We're currently in P12, that's not a bad start. Back on the brakes, early on the power, trying to let the rear end get a hold of us there. We have to lift off a little bit, so currently P10, P11. Early on the power, kiss the curb. Do not want to override these, I don't want to override the black and white markings on the side. Otherwise that could spin our car around and we could screw the lap up. One thing I'm going to do from next race weekend, guys, I'm going to not make it one-shot qualifying anymore. I'm going to make it actual qualifying where we have Q1, Q2, Q3. I get more laps in, you guys get to see more qualifying laps. So I think it'd be more interesting for you rather than just 1 lap. I might only do 2 laps anyway because I might only be in Q1. But it just gives you guys, you can see a couple more laps and see if I can improve my lap time. Just early on the brakes here. This is probably one of my favourite corners of the track. Early on the brakes, early on the power. Still in P12 here. Remember, in qualifying, there's no ERS change. It's just straight lap. You don't have to control anything about the car. You just drive the car. Early on the power again. Squeeze it out. Now we're back on the power. And it's just a drag race to the line. We've got a bit more top speed this weekend, so that should help us. And qualify P12. Not a bad qualifying for us. P12, I think the custom setup has really helped us. And now we're going to jump into the race. And we've got 5 red lights. And away we go. Off we go. We've got quite a decent start there. Ocon's going to cover the inside, so we actually can't sneak past Esteban. We chuck it into the rich mix in ERS3. We're going to try and send it down the inside. Try and get alongside Perez. We can't get alongside Perez. Oh, yes, we can. We can try and do it around the outside if we can. Bit of wheel bashing going on here. I'm going to back off a little bit here just to hopefully get a good run out of the first couple of corners. We've made up some good ground. Do not want to lose it again. We are currently sat in 10th. Good position to be in. Can we go around the outside or on the inside of Stroll early on the brakes? Can we get past Sainz? He's just squeezing us out. I think we have to concede the place to him. Just slot in behind Carlos. Not a bad lap. 3 places already gone. P12 to P9 already on this opening lap. And then we're going to sit back here and just sort of see what we can do. A bit too far back to go for that lunge. We do have Stroll trying to get around the outside of me there. He didn't quite make the move stick. And now we're going to go back up into the track. Again, Stroll can't come down my inside. I'm going to have to defend on the outside of the track. Let's see if we can have a bit. We've got a bit more grip on the outside of the track. And we've kept the move there. Good move from us. We've kept the move. We've kept the position in the race. We're currently in P9. Now we've got to try and see if we can chase down Sainz. We've got to try and remember that my car is about 15th to 16th on the grid, ability-wise. You can just hear from my engineer. My teammate is currently in 17th. He qualified 21st, so he actually made some good places on that first lap. So now just trying to catch up to Sainz as most as we can. Trying to save our ERS. Because after the first race, I sort of realised that using a lot of my ERS up on the first couple of laps was great. It got me up loads of positions, but then I had nothing to fight with. So I'm trying to be very selective. Oh, the back end gets away from us there. Trying to be very selective on my ERS usage so we can actually set more consistently fast laps rather than just a couple of good fast laps and then not have anything to fight with or nothing to attack with. Down into turn 1, see if we can try and get any moves on Sainz. I don't think we can, not into turn 1. We just have to size him up. We're just going to try and get right behind him, get a couple of tenths behind him, and then we can make a move into a corner. Again, here we're way too far back. But yeah, trying to save my ERS. We're currently on 70% ERS still, so that's what we need. Whereas before now, I'd be on like 20-30%, and we're only on lap 2. Because in my car, with the battery and the engine supplier not being very, or the engine not being very developed, I do not save ERS very well in this car at the moment. Other vehicles around me will, so they're able to use their ERS and pull away from me, but they'll still have more, whereas I don't have a lot. So we're still in P9 here. We're just going to try and get a nice exit out of this corner, trying to spin the tyres up too much. That's quite a good exit there. But again, Carlos just pulled away from him. This is where we do not have the ability compared to these other drivers. Early on the brakes, we can try and just keep it so when the DRS flap is open and we have that to our availability, we can use the DRS flap to hopefully get behind him. Charles Leclerc is actually in P11. I don't know what happened to Charles. I think he was 1 place in front of us, so he's actually lost out on the start compared to us. Engineer telling me to use overtake there. Yeah, I'm fully aware of that, Jeff. Try and get on the inside. Don't want to get too close by. Don't want to get in the dirty air. Now we're back on the power. Putting the ERS mode up to 3. And now it's a bit of a drag race. Again, I'm going to try and save my ERS. So I'm going to turn it off at some point in this straight, I believe. Yep, there we go. Turned it off. We're not going to go down the inside here. Oh, we are going to go down the inside of Sainz. There's a bit of a late move. Down to gear 1, up to gear 2. That's a very late move there on Carlos Sainz. But we did no contact maze. It's a very fair move. And now we also then get the DRS flap off of him. So we've overtaken him and we get DRS. So he doesn't have DRS. He won't be attacking us again. Now we've got Ricciardo and Perez in front of us. We've got to see if we can try and make some moves in these guys. They're half second in front of us. So we've got to try and catch up a little bit. Nice and smooth through these corners. You don't want to spin the tyre up at all. I mean, this looking so far, this could be the possibility at some point here this weekend. Not something I was expecting, considering qualifying. Wasn't too bad, but I wasn't expecting to be up in the sort of the middle of the pack. With points, I was sort of expecting to be 11th or maybe trying to get a 10th place. Not going to jinx anything yet though, so only early doors in this race, and I can't seem to quite catch Ricciardo. We're sort of 6 tenths, 5 tenths away. We'll see if we can in the DRS zone, but he also has DRS for Stroll. So the only person who's going to suffer here is Stroll, who doesn't have DRS, but also he is in the Racing Point car, which is basically, as we call it, the pink Mercedes. Very, very quick in a straight line. So even though we have DRS, it'd be very difficult for us to overtake him on the straight. So we have to make use of the slipstream that we get off Ricciardo. So we're currently 3 tenths again. He just pulls away. We don't quite have the straight line speed to attack Ricciardo. We're going to save up our ERS. We know we're not going to get him down to the first corner, but we're going to allow these two to fight and maybe even pick up a position. We're going to go around the outside of Perez. Do we make this move stick? That's a great little avoid. I actually wasn't trying to overtake him. I was trying to make an evasive action because there was nowhere else for me to go. I couldn't slam on the brakes. I had a car behind me, so I had to go around the outside, and it actually turned out to be a very good move, an overtake on Sergio. There's a yellow flag. Who is out the race? We'll see in a second. Lance strolls out the race. So we've just overtaken the pink Mercedes, or Perez, and his teammate is now out of the race. So Perez might be a bit concerned there, doesn't know what's got up with his car maybe as well. And now we're going to try and chase down Daniel Ricciardo for P6, would you believe? We're currently sat in 7th, which I'd be happy with. If the race was to finish now, I would take 7th in this new team. But we're going to try and see if we can get Ricciardo. There's a massive gap in front of him to the cars ahead. So if we can stick with him, he's got no DRS. So therefore, hopefully we can make some good overtakes on him. So we're going to go late into the brakes here, down to gear 4. And then early on the power. Again, trying to save our ERS. We don't want to use this ERS up too much, guys. Otherwise, we won't have a lot to fend off for if we ever get attacked later on in the race. Because it's very difficult with this car, as I explained earlier, to save up ERS. We're going to try and go for the move on Ricciardo. Should actually be quite an easy move. We do have straight line speed. Advantage on him with the DRS open and our ERS activated as well. Easy move to turn 1. Ricciardo doesn't even fight with us. So, up to 5th place. Very good move from Ricciardo there. Now we're up to 6th place on lap 5. He's going to try and come down the inside. No, he's come back at us. Can we defend this move on the outside? I think we're going to have to try and maybe switch the inside. Oh, he's hit our front wing. We didn't quite get the switch enough to try and check my front wing for any damage. And Ricciardo's got his way back. So we've got some close battles going on here with the Renault. See if we can try and maybe slow down the inside of this turn here. I don't think we are going to. We're going to keep behind him. And try and get a better move. Cause I feel like if I attacked that move there, if I messed up, did it wrong, the car may have spun. We are in the points here, so we have to consider that. We don't want to do anything silly. Because we are in the points, which is something this team needs. You know, if we get points, that can mean the difference between a couple of £1 million or a couple $1 million by the end of the season, which could mean a lot into the next season. Already thinking about the next season in terms of points. And in terms of money, you've always got to do it. That's the good thing about this career mode this season. You have to think ahead all the time. So results do matter. I was a bit early on the brakes there. So even trying to get a better exit. We were very early on the brakes. Again, Ricciardo got quite a good driver for that corner. We can try and see if we can size him up down into turn 1 again. Same move again. Again, we've got to be careful of him coming back into turn 3 possibly. Right behind him. Oh, Ricciardo's got a very good driver for that corner. But serve we with the ERS open. It should look like to be a bit of an easy move. Ricciardo just looking to pop his ERS as well. This is not going to be such an easy move. We're going to try and get down the inside. Ricciardo tries to defend a little bit. Early on the brakes. Down to gear 1. Get the car nice and turned in. And there we go. We're past Ricciardo. This time, can we make a stick? We do make a stick. So now, we're going to skip to our pit stop. Chuck it into Lee Mix. Don't speed in the pits. There we go. And now we go for our pit stop here. On lap 7 or lap 6 going on to lap 7. We held up one of the Ferraris in the pits there. I think that was Vettel. Held up Vettel in the pits there, which actually might help us out. Might help us out a little bit. Nice quick pit stop here needed from the Morris Motorsport team. Oh, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. One of their slower stops. Last weekend they gave us a 1.9 second stop. This weekend 3 seconds. So we need to sort of develop that part of the team if we can. Try and get them to actually change and have better pit stops more consistently. So we're out in P14. Vettel's only 3 seconds in front of us, so he's actually not that far in front. I don't think we'll be able to catch Vettel at all by the end of this race, but he's got a much quicker car than us. We do have Perez behind us by a second. So, outlap here, we're going to try and save up our ERS a little bit. I know on outlaps, I said last race weekend, they're very important. You need to be quick. But at the same time, I don't want to eat up all my ERS, because if I don't even overtake someone in the pit stops and I have no ERS left to defend with, then I'm going to screw myself for the rest of the race. So we're going to take it nice and steady, just get a nice consistent lap here, and it should still be quite a quick lap. Try not to lock up the tyres. This turn's very difficult to lock up the tyres. If you guys have raced this track before, it's something that I worked on in time trial before I actually did this track. For the video for you guys, I actually worked up on not locking up my tyres at that turn. Mainly because if you lock up on the inside there, you could lose your grip and lose your rear end, and just not get a very good exit out the corner, which means that DRS zone is actually quite attackable. But normally that DRS zone isn't actually that attackable because the straight is not that long. So you don't have that much time to actually make use of the DRS advantage that you have. So we're going to come up to the final corner now. We're going to see who we can get into the pits. Teammate Luca Giotto is coming to the pit. I wonder where Luca can finish this weekend, because he actually qualified quite low down, but he did make quite a few places up on that first opening laps. We're going to come onto the track. We're going to chuck it into ERS mode 3. That's a Ferrari coming out of the pits. If we're going to jump a Ferrari, we're going to jump maybe Charles Leclerc. We're going to jump Charles Leclerc and maybe keep our place in 6th. Yes, we do. That's a very good move. I was always scared of Leclerc. Because he was in that Ferrari, he does have that pace advantage over us. I don't know how he qualified 11th, but we always knew he had a quicker car than us, so we had to be careful of Leclerc there. We're all on the medium tyres, so nobody has a tyre advantage. Leclerc does actually have a tyre advantage because he has fresh tyres on, so we've got to be careful of that. We will try and just keep everything nice and smooth here. On the curbs a little bit there. We've got to be careful of that for later on in the race, because we don't want to get on the curbs. Leclerc is going to skip to lap 10. Leclerc's going to try and make a move down to turn 1. He does have that straight line speed advantage over us. Can we defend into turn 1? Down to gear 1. Back up and through. Oh, Leclerc's got the inside. I think we have to let this one go. Oh, we're going to go around the outside. Oh, we've gone around the outside. Leclerc is still there. We're going to have to give him space. We do have DRS on him. And there we go. That is the key. With that DRS detection zone, we have to watch out. We've got a car coming on the inside. Who's that? That's Carlos Sainz trying to make a move on the inside. We keep our position. But one thing we have to be careful of is that we don't open the DRS flap too early. Go across the curb. Yeah, we're all fine there. Trying to bin it there, because that would be a very, very easy spot to spin your car there. But as I was saying, with the DRS detection zone, Leclerc got past us, so we actually got DRS on him. So when he tried coming back on us, we had DRS on him. We're going to skip to lap 12 now. We're actually putting a little bit of space between us and Leclerc. Half a second back now almost. So we're actually looking quite comfortable on P6. Backhand gets lost a little bit there, so we've got to be careful going into these next couple of corners. Probably don't have a lot of grip on these tyres. Slow it through, a bit of a rubbish entry through those corners. We're on the curb. Oh no, we spun the car. We've spun the car. We go across. Oh, we get a 3-second time penalty. Not what we wanted at all in this race. 3-second time penalty. We were comfortably in 6th place. And now we're also down to P10. I think we've lost it a bit here. We're trying to make a silly move down the inside. Oh no. We're just going to take a look back at that. We're going to have a little look at what was going on here. Again, just look at all the cars go past us. Oh, that wasn't very good, was it? And then we even cut the corner on the inside. Oh no. From P6 down to P10, and we got Ocon overtaking us as well. Now down to P11. Everything's gone wrong in these last couple of corners. We're actually going to come back on the inside of Ocon, but now the difficulty is I've got a 3-second time penalty. So if I'm going to get points, I need to overtake these guys and get a 3-second gap in 2 laps. It's going to be very difficult to do with the car that we have. We're going to try. We're going to try our best, guys, and see what we can do. Try something maybe into this corner here. We're too far behind, I think. And we brake too late. Oh, they brake very early. I've gone back into Ricciardo. He spun the car again. No grip in these tyres. We're going to get overtaken by Ocon. Overtaken most likely by Kvyat now as well. We're using up our ERS to try and keep in front of Daniel. I think, can we just about do it? I think we should be able to defend this into turn 1. He's on the inside though. He's got us on the inside. We're going to go around the outside. Again, try and keep this position. Try and get in front of Ocon. We're going to have to let Ocon go past. And we are back into 11th place. So all of that, this time last lap, we were comfortably in 6th. Lost 5 positions on 1 lap. Talk about drama. Talk about drama. Started in P12 this race. Got up to P6. Put very good possibility of points. 2 laps left. And I was telling you guys, that one spot is very light to spin. I actually didn't put too many wheels over the on the Armco there, but yeah, we just spun the tyres, not Armco, onto the curb. We put too many tyres onto the curb, onto the red and white hashtag markings, and yeah, the car just spun. That is the difficulty of this track. Very easy to spin your car when you actually come off the tarmac. So yeah, this race is going to be very difficult to sort of salvage now. So we've got to try somehow to redeem ourselves. We've got to try. See if we can maybe squeeze a point. That would be great if we could squeeze 1 point out of this race. We'll see. Not looking good so far. We are stuck in P11. Try and get early on the power as best as we can. Oh, we lose the rear end again. Again, I'll just try putting it in ERS mode 3 too early. So, yeah, that wasn't very good there. Wasn't very good. Down the inside of Kvyat, trying to hold our position as best as we can. And yeah, again we keep losing this rear end. No grip in these tyres. Kvyat's gone past us. Can we at least try and get him back down to this corner? We get Kvyat back. Luckily we don't lock up the tyres or anything. But yeah, a very eventful race, guys. Very eventful race. I know it's not over yet, but we're not going to get 3 seconds out of these guys in front of us, fortunately. I did say throughout the whole of this race, said that one corner got to be careful of. And yeah, we spun the car. And I don't understand how we got a 3-second time penalty for that, because I lost time. I lost time. I made a mistake. I could have got a warning. I could have got anything. Nope. But the game went straight 3-second time penalty. I don't know how it was. I was basically going sideways through that corner, and I lost about 5 seconds of my time as well. But the game just sort of thought, right, you can have a 3-second time penalty, which has completely messed up our race. Our first chance of points, only in our second race. A lot of it was down to luck with other cars holding each other up, so I could actually get past. But yeah, this is. We've got to take positives out from this race that we can battle 4 points possibly. Again, we just do need a little bit of luck. And we're going to come across the line in P11, so frustrating. I think it might actually turn up being It is P11, because I think somebody else in front of us must have had a penalty. Because we had technically finished in 12th. Luca Giotto, my teammate, got driver of the day. Well done to Luca. That's a good thing for the team to get driver of the day. He must have had a very good race considering where he started. But Mercedes come across the line, win the race. It's going to be a very close battle between Hamilton and Bottas this year, I believe. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. There he is.
I'd say it was down once again to good consistent driving, nailing the corner.
Valtteri Bottas winning a race. I can't remember who won the first race. I think it was Valtteri as well. So Valtteri from Lewis, then Max. It's going to be very close between Lewis and Valtteri this year. I don't think Max is quite going to get there, but the more important story of the day, we had chance of points and we didn't quite get it. We didn't keep it clean enough. Giotto started 21st and finished 13th. That is a great race from my teammate. So Perez finished 20th somehow. I don't know how that's happened. Must have had a lot of penalties. So we finished 11th. Giotto finished 13th. Let's have a look at the standings very quickly. I'm down to 13th because Kvyat actually overtook me because he got a point. Giotto's gone up. We've gone down the constructors because AlphaTauri have taken a point from us. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.